In 2024, South Korea's fertility rate plummeted to a record-shattering low of 0.68, the lowest in human history for a sovereign nation. For every 10 women in the country, there are now fewer than 7 children being born. Schools are being converted into nursing homes, and maternity wards are closing by the dozens. This isn't just a trend, it is an existential collapse occurring in real time. From the miracle on the Han River to a nation on the brink of silence, South Korea is facing a demographic winter that threatens to wipe it off the map by the end of the century. In this video, we explore how extreme academic pressure, hyperurbanization, and the total breakdown of the traditional work-life balance have created a society where marriage is increasingly viewed as a luxury people simply cannot afford. To understand the crisis, we have to look back at the 1960s and 70s. During the Park Chung-hee era, South Korea transformed from an agrarian society to a global industrial titan in less than a generation. This rapid growth, known as the miracle on the Han River, relied on extreme sacrifice, long working hours, and a culture of absolute institutional loyalty. By the 1990s, this work culture became cemented in the chaebol-led economy, where the salaryman lifestyle demanded total availability, leaving little room for family building. Simultaneously, the education fever took hold, with parents investing nearly 20% of their household income into private tutoring, or hagwons, just to keep their children competitive. The data is stark. According to Statistics Korea, the median age in Seoul is climbing rapidly, and the total population is projected to drop from 51 million to under 30 million by 2100. The primary culprit is the economic Hell-Josian narrative, a term coined by young Koreans to describe a society perceived as a brutal, winner-take-all hierarchy. Housing prices in Seoul have skyrocketed, with the average apartment price in the capital recently reaching over 15 times the annual median income of a household. Marriage rates have dropped by over 40% in the last decade, and those who do marry are delaying it until their mid to late 30s, shrinking the biological window for parenthood. Meet Kim Ji-won, a 31-year-old software developer living in a tiny Gashawon room in Gangnam. Like millions of her peers, she works 12-hour days and earns a decent salary, but feels she could never afford the lifestyle she was raised in. For Ji-won, the idea of having a child feels like an act of cruelty. She fears that a child would inherit the same crushing anxiety, the same competitive academic stress, and a retirement future that is virtually non-existent. She represents the Sampo generation, a group that has given up on 3 things: dating, marriage, and childbirth, not because they want to, but because they believe the system offers no alternative. Why should the world care about the demographics of a peninsula in East Asia? Because South Korea is the canary in the coal mine for all modern industrialized economies. Japan, Germany, and even the United States are seeing similar declines in birth rates, but Korea's descent is happening at an accelerated, terrifying pace. As the labor force shrinks, the tax base to support the rapidly aging elderly population is collapsing, leading to a massive looming fiscal crisis in the National Pension Service. If the 12th largest economy in the world can't sustain its own population, it creates a massive vacuum in global trade, technology production, and regional security in the Indo-Pacific. The South Korean government has poured over $200 billion into pronatalist policies over the last 15 years, yet the birth rate continues to fall. Clearly, money alone isn't the solution. Real change requires a total structural overhaul, shorter workweeks, a fundamental shift in gender roles at home, and a move away from the hyper-competitive education system. Some economists suggest increased immigration is the only path forward, yet Korea remains a deeply homogeneous society that struggles to integrate foreign labor. The next decade will be the make or break period. Either Korea reforms its social fabric from the ground up, or it accepts a future as a shrinking, aging enclave. Is South Korea's struggle a preview of our own collective future, or can a society break the cycle of its own making? Drop a comment below with your thoughts on how a nation can reverse this decline. If you found this deep dive insightful, make sure to subscribe for more investigations into the forces shaping our world.